What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you're all doing well. It is Monday. We are back to it, man. We are back to it. Today's going to be great. Got a lot of cool things happening this week, including our free VA training. So, guys, if this is your first time tuning in, my name is Matt Beard. Welcome to another episode of Morning Momentum. I think today's like 28, so I think we've been doing this 4 weeks in a row now. That's super duper exciting, doing this every single morning. But yeah, thank you guys for joining. If you don't know who I am, I'm a real estate investor here in Phoenix, Arizona. We buy properties nationwide. And when I say me, I say we, I mean my two other partners, Cody Barton and Pace Morby. We all buy properties. So if you have a fixer-upper or if you have a really beautiful one and you want to see if someone will buy it, send it our way. There's a good chance we might. With that, we also own a virtual staffing company. So we've been able to grow multiple verticals, right? Not just VA Hub, not just our real estate investing business or all the other little businesses we have going on. You guys know how it is. If you're in this, you probably have multiple businesses or you're an entrepreneur. So you're always looking at like, what's another business I can build? So we've been able to do that because we find leverage in our businesses utilizing virtual assistants. So they can double our time. They can duplicate us so we can get the most important tasks done in our business. So if you haven't found leverage in your business yet, or maybe you don't know what the next step is to getting a virtual assistant integrated into your business, go to vahub.com, book a discovery call, and we can see it could be the right fit for you. So guys, thank you for joining in. This is going to be fun. This week, we're talking about how to get started in real estate investing. How to get started, right? There's a lot of ways you can go. This is something that I've talked about in the past on our Thursday lives, but I really want to break it down this week because we have some cool initiatives happening this week. So if you are a part of the Sub 2 family, you have gotten the opportunity to do the One Door Away challenge over the last 30 days. And we're seeing a lot of people get traction, right? So over the last 30 days, they're getting an action item every single day. They're getting an action item, right? And the action things is like, do this, do that, add this many doors, do this. And the idea is for 30 days, you do the actions. By the end of that span, if you haven't gotten a signed deal, you at least, at the very minimum, have a nice pipeline of opportunities to your business. Now, the biggest challenge with the One Door Away challenge is you have to be consistent with anything. Like, so if you're wondering, like, man, I've tried real estate investing, or maybe I tried getting into real estate, but I couldn't get any traction, I couldn't make anything happen, is because you probably weren't very consistent with it. The only way this doesn't work is if you quit. Okay. So the whole point of us putting this stuff together and what we're going to be talking about this week is so you can be consistent and focus on one thing. Because whenever you start looking at the shiny objects, and look, I'm guilty of this more than anyone, is I'm always thinking like, okay, what's another list? What's another group of people? Like, what should I be doing? Should be cold calling? Should be texting? Should I build a door knocking team? Should I be doing what, like pay per click, Facebook ads? What is the thing that I should be doing? Right. And when you first get started, there's a million different videos you can watch. Maybe that's an exaggeration. I don't know. Probably not. But like, there's so much information out there. I did this like before I got started. I was trying to listen to every single one of Steve Trang's Real Estate Disruptors podcast, just thinking there was something that I was missing. I was just thinking that, okay, there was like, watching these videos, every day whenever I would like go to the gym, or maybe I would get off doing what I was doing for work or driving in the car, I'd be listening to his podcast. And I was thinking there was something that I was missing. And in reality, I wasn't missing anything because I hear the same people talk about the same stuff. But what I realized where a lot of people fall off on is the execution side, actually doing of the thing, right? You see people, flashing checks in your face, and you're like, okay, well, this isn't that hard. Let me just get a VA to cold call, and I'm going to get deals. And I see that with our own company, VA Hub, and these folks have never gotten a deal. They've never talked to a seller. Like, so what do you expect is going to happen? You're going to have opportunities come your way. You're spending money on, but if you can't convert them, then your business doesn't make any money. So it technically doesn't exist, and you're throwing money down the drain. So how do you develop the skills? How do you get better as you continue to grow? So this week, this series is all around you, how you can get the skills you need to be more successful instead of focusing on all these things that you could do and trying to absorb all the information that is out there. Like, what is the one thing you can take action on, right? What is the one thing you can do today that's going to get you closer to getting your first deal? So that's the purpose of the One Door Away Challenge. Guys, if you want more information on the One Door Away Challenge, the folks who went through it from March are about to finish up. Obviously, the month is almost done. If you want more information on the One Doorway Challenge, just shoot me an email right here, mattbeard@vahub.com. We'll get you in and get you a part of the One Doorway Challenge for the month of April. So if you're watching this video late, if it's already mid-April, don't worry, it'll start again in May. But you're not going to be able to join halfway through the challenge. The challenge resets at the beginning of every single month. Okay, so if it's the middle of April and you're watching this video, you're just going to have to hang tight until May or June or July, like whatever you want to do. But the challenge resets at the beginning of every single month. So that's that, guys. Okay, so if you're thinking like, what in the world is this? Like, if you're like wondering what is the one thing that I need to focus on, that's what we're discussing this week, and giving you actionable things to get your business off the ground, or at least actionable things to start creating opportunities for you. It's funny because I was talking to a guy this weekend. He went out door knocking, and he was like, I was like, well, how did it go? He's like, oh my God, it was terrifying. It was the first time he ever door knocked. And then, but that's the terrifying part, but doing it is the biggest magic, right? That's the biggest thing, because you're overcoming your fear and you realize it's not that bad. You start knocking on doors, you start overcoming the apprehension of doing so. You see that anxiety wall just kind of go down a little bit to where you become more comfortable. So when it comes to getting started in this business, you have to ask yourself, do I have more time or do I have more money? Right? Some of you guys are like, I don't have any time and I don't have any money, right? Because you work a 9-to-5 job. There's still something for you. But if you have money to spend and your time is limited because you do have a 9-to-5 job, then maybe the answer is outsourcing immediately. Maybe the answer is outsourcing to get opportunities immediately. But remember, for one VA and to pay for your whole systems, you're probably going to want to put aside like $5,000, right? Maybe $7,500. So that way you have at least 3 months of marketing spend set aside. So you know that you can consistently market for 3 months to get that first opportunity, to get that first deal. But if that's not you, if you don't have $7,500, $10,000 just laying around, and you're like, but I do have time. This was my boat. I had time. I didn't have the money. So I had to do the not so fancy things, right? I had to do the things that the others weren't willing to do because I didn't have the money to spend. So I couldn't outsource it quite yet, but I did have the time. Like, okay, well, I got to make this thing work. After listening to all these podcasts and after listening to all this information, it meant nothing if I wasn't going to go out and apply it, right? So with that, I took the information that I got, and the very, 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 very best learning that I have ever gotten was just by doing it and messing up so bad. So with my time, I went out and I was door knocking. I was driving for dollars. I was getting the list. I was skip tracing it. I was calling it myself. A big challenge, if you guys are watching, you probably know what driving for dollars is. You're just looking for the ugliest properties. But what a lot of people do is you build this list. You build a list of 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000 properties, and you never call them, because that's where it takes courage. It doesn't take any courage to go out and just scope around and look for ugly properties. Yes, that's step one. But step two is getting out of your comfort zone and talking to those people and calling them and getting rejected. You're going to learn so much. You're going to get better as a negotiator in this business just from having to be quick on your feet, right? So if you don't have the money, you can't get fancy, right? You have to do the things others won't. But with that, there's an incredible amount of opportunity in door knocking because not everybody wants to do it, right? Everybody is in that texting space. We talked about this when we were talking about marketing. Everyone's in that texting space. Everyone's in that cold calling space. So how do you set yourself apart when everyone's there? You have to do where everyone is not, right? I still, like, in our business, we text and we cold call, right? That's our more expensive marketing channels, even though they're still very, very, very affordable. But we still do other little things that, is where other folks aren't. Where is the attention, right? Where is most people at? And where can I get more from my marketing spend, right? Where can I get more attention from my marketing spend? So with door knocking, it's amazing. It takes a lot of time to manage these people, right? It takes time to put out ads and do interviews and get them out and get them trained and get them door knocking. But it is freaking amazing. If you guys missed it, I did a BatchDriven live over the last 3 weeks talking about building a door knocking team. That's a good place to start, right? Getting good at door knocking, so then you can hire someone to do it for you, right? But not hire them and pay them hourly. We pay our door knockers by commission, so it's not money out of your pocket. They're getting a part of every single deal that they do, but it's not like you have to pay up front for it. So it's an amazing way to build your business in the beginning if you don't have the money, but you have the time, so you can build a door knocking team. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So when you get started, guys, don't get the shiny object syndrome. And this goes for all areas, right? So for marketing, what is the one marketing channel you can do today that can start generating opportunities for you, right? That is using BatchDriven, right? We use BatchDriven. This didn't exist a year and a half ago, but we use BatchDriven to do all of our stuff, all of our driving for dollars, stay organized, add properties, add notes, get skip trace within the app. Like so much stuff we do in BatchDriven. If you don't have BatchDriven yet, you actually can get a week free. I don't own BatchDriven, guys. Okay, just letting you know. We just use it within our team. You can get a free week of BatchDriven. Like, it wouldn't even cost you anything to get started. 7 days you can start driving for dollars. This is stuff that we do, and would be the first step, right? This is the one thing you can focus on, the one thing you control that it won't cost you any money, right? Once the free week is up, it's $49. So do you have $50 a month? So do you have $7,500 or do you have like $50, right? Of course, you have to think about the gas money as you're driving around, but this is a great way to get started because your list is going to be super duper niche. You're only going to be adding the ugliest of the ugliest of the ugliest properties, right? Just the ugliest ones. So when you call them, there's a good chance that they answer that they would maybe cash would solve their problems, right? The ugly property just signifies that for whatever reason, Mr. Homeowner doesn't have the money to fix their property. Either they just don't want to do it or they just don't have the financial means to do so. So maybe by selling their property as is, they can kind of start over. They can get the cash and they can move on to a new chapter and get into a new place. It could be beneficial for both parties. So that's the idea for driving for dollars. That's all you got to do to get started. Find these ugly properties, but that's just step one. Then you have to do the stuff that's going to get you out of your comfort zone, right? You built this niche list. Now you have to decide, okay, am I going to call them or am I going to knock on their door? I'd rather knock on their door. I'd rather get in front of them right away. But of course, both of them take courage. It just depends on the type of person you are and what you want to do. You don't have, it's not a, like, oh my gosh, Matt, I can't door knock. I get so much anxiety. Great. Then cold call them. Shoot them a text message and cold call them. You can go either way. I just want to short circuit it. Like I wanted it to happen faster. So the best way that I could think of it would happen faster was like just getting right in front of them right then and there. Let's knock on their door. Let me go try to build some rapport. Not everyone's comfortable with that. So you can cold call. But if you're in the point where you want this business to really pop off fast, you should be in the and business. Well, I'm going to text and I'm going to cold call and I'm going to knock on their door. You can make a crazy amount of traction in your business in 30 days if you're willing to do that for 30 days straight. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That is tough. It is going to take some courage to wake up just like today on a Monday and say, you know what? I'm going to go get rejected 30 times. And then tomorrow, I'm going to do it again. And then Wednesday, I'm going to do it again. And then Thursday, I'm going to do it again. But let me tell you something. Within 30 days, I can almost promise that you are going to have an opportunity, and that opportunity is going to net you $10, $15, $20,000. Like insane. Like we live in a day and age where it's so easy to get a hold of the right people that if you're willing to take advantage of this now, I don't know what it's going to look like in 6 months. I don't know what it's going to look like in 12 months. If you're watching this in 2022, things could change. Things could be way different. Okay. But right now you have an opportunity. So if you're getting started in real estate investing, take advantage of this opportunity and do the things that most people want. If you're just getting started, if you don't have the money, but you have the time, this is how you get started. You get BatchDriven, you go drive for dollars, you build a niche list. Then you decide. The reason why I say niche is because you focus on one thing. Okay. You're not calling high equity absentee. You're not calling probate. You're not calling tax liens. You're not calling like all these other niche lists that people talk about. You're not going to do that. You're going to focus on one thing. Your one thing is driving for dollars, right? And then you decide like, okay, am I going to door knock or cold call? But one thing, okay. And then as far as the folks that you market to, that's the one activity. And then the folks that you market to, you're not going to change up the list. You're going to keep it just super duper niche. Those 2, the 3, the 400 people, super duper niche. And you're going to market to them over and over and over and over. And if you have some foreclosures in your market, definitely knock on those. That should be a part of your driving for dollars. You should be driving for dollars and looking for pre-foreclosures, right? That is it. That's the one thing you guys can do. I promise you, if you start taking action on that little one thing, you're going to start getting an amazing amount of traction in your business. You're going to have, if within 30 days, if you at least do not have a deal. And you stayed honest to this. If you stayed honest to doing it every single day, and in 30 days you don't have a deal, in 30 days you don't have a deal, you will at least have a nice pipeline of opportunities. I can guarantee you that, of like follow-ups. Because like, guys, this is how it worked for me. 30 days, I door knocked, I got my first deal. Okay, but then in September, I got 2 deals. But the deals that I got in September came from all the door knocking I did in August, right? My second month. And then I kept door knocking. I didn't stop, right? That was the one thing I was doing. That was my entry fee to this business. I kept door knocking, even with the opportunities on the table. In October, I got another 2 deals, right? And then in November, I got 17 deals. But the deals that I got in September were from the same people I was door knocking in August and September. So it takes a little while to build these pipelines up. So yes, you're going to get that you're going to get that gratification of your first deal, which is amazing, but you're also building a pipeline for future business. So keep that in mind too, guys. So this week is all dedicated to getting started. What are the one thing you can do? How can you get started in this business? So guys, BatchDriven.com/launch. You can start driving for dollars, keeping your list super duper niche. So you can do one of those 2 activities. Are you going to cold call them, or are you going to door knock? Or if you really want it to go fast, you do both. Don't do anything outside of that, because you start looking at everything else, it's going to distract you. Okay. Stay focused on one thing. That is what I wanted to share with you guys today. That's how you get started. Tomorrow, we're going to build on top of this. We're going to build on this. But again, if you want more information about the 1 Door Away Challenge and getting those 30 action items for 30 days, send me an email, say ODA or 1 Door Away Challenge information to mattbeard@vahub.com. And guys, if you are going to be a part of our VA training this week, it's on Wednesday, March 31st. It starts at 9 a.m. Arizona time. Okay, so if you already have a VA and you want them to be better, you're going to go here, vahubmembers.com/trainyourVA. You don't have to be a VA Hub member, okay? We're just going to be open to anyone. We're only going to do it if we went over 100, and I think we're sitting at like 120 right now. So we have a lot of people coming. I'm super duper excited. We have our whole leadership team is going to be a part of this. 4 hours dedicated to your VA. So the clients, it's not for you, it's for your VA. Okay, so we are going to train your VAs for 4 hours. We're going to record the whole thing. We're going to chop it up, and we're going to give it to you after we're done. So you can use that for future training in the, for future trainings or just other professional development or resources for your business. You'll always have the recordings completely free. There's no hook. We're not selling you on anything at the end. We're not, it's literally just 4 hours of training. I was driving home the other day. It was about a week ago. And I'm like, what else can I give? What else can I give? What else can I do of value? Because like virtual assistants is my thing. And I was like, well, I think this would be really cool to be able to train everyone's virtual assistants and chop it up and give it to you guys once we're done. And I think not only will it be beneficial to you as the business owner, but it'll be very beneficial for your virtual assistant, because they're going to have the most recent tools or most recent skills so they can start crushing it better for your business. So super excited for that. If you have a VA that wants to join, just go to vahubmembers.com/trainyourVA. We're going to be sending out the Zoom link probably by tomorrow for everyone that's going to be joining on Wednesday. So guys, please sign up for that. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. This is almost another 20-minute morning momentum. Hope you guys have a wonderful Monday. There's a lot of cool stuff happening this week for us too. I want to share that with you guys as the week continues. But one thing you can focus on this week, one thing you can focus on to get your business started, stop listening to podcasts. Stop thinking you're a mastermind away. Stop thinking that you need to go to a meetup. The meetup isn't going to get you a deal. Hanging out with these other people that's doing the business is not going to get you a deal. Stop doing those things. Start getting in it. Start doing the hard stuff. I didn't go to any meetups. I didn't go to any of those things. I'm like, why are these people sitting at a meetup at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the afternoon? That's prime time to go door knocking or cold calling, right? That's how you get their opportunities, and getting leads is the way you're going to get a deal. And that's how you get your business started. These people that are at these meetups aren't making anything happen. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. There's a time and a place for it, but some folks just think that they just need to be networking with folks all the time, right? You need to be doing the business. Focus on one thing, guys. Drive for dollars and go door knocking. Let's have a great freaking week. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me on Morning Momentum. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.